Hello and welcome back to Recapped Movie. Today, we will explain a science fiction horror movie titled Splice. The movie begins in an operating room where doctors have seemed to be bringing a newborn life in this world. The movie proceeds as one of the genetic engineers calling a hideous creature cute. They place the creature next to another one, supposedly in opposite sex. Two large vermiform creatures intended as mates for each other. Genetic engineers Clive, Nicole and Elsa cast achieve fame by successfully splicing together the DNA of different animals to create incredible new hybrid animals. Now, they want to use human DNA in a hybrid that could revolutionize science and medicine. Meanwhile, the pharmaceutical company that funds them forbids it, instead mandating that their department be reorganized to focus on finding and extracting certain proteins from the creatures they have already created. For the next 5 to 10 years, Clive and Elsa secretly conduct their own experiments, blending human DNA with that of other animals. Though they disagree about actually bringing the hybrid to term, Elsa pushes the issue, and she persuades Clive to go along with it in continued secrecy. After a few failed attempts, they finally succeeded. The creature comes out of a cocoon-like skin. They named their creature Dren. She begins to grow and learn at an accelerated rate. It makes lots of noise and turns out to crave high fructose foods. As their lab becomes exceedingly crowded and the risk of Dren being discovered increases, the brother picked the lock of the laboratory in which the creature was located, and he discovered it, and the same time Clive tells that same room will be renovated for something else. Clive left to talk to his brother about the creature to make sure he doesn't tell anyone. The creature got real sick and seemed to be in trouble. The couple began to panic. Clive held her down underwater and she seemed to die. Then she started to breathe underwater. She has amphibious lung, one of the original hybrid animals that they had created, which was originally female, had changed sex unbeknownst to the preoccupied Clive and Elsa. This led to a disastrous presentation during a company's shareholders meeting, when the two original hybrids, previously one male and one female very much in love with each other, become both male, now see each other as rivals and bloodily killed each other in front of a shocked audience of shareholders and potential investors. Following this meeting, Nerd found itself in danger of going out of business unless they could find a profitable discovery. They moved Dren to Elsa's late mother's farm. As soon as they got there, Dren runs away. They found Dren eating a rabbit. The next day, they left Dren at the farm. Dren wants to go outside and get frustrated. She breaks out and goes onto the roof and discovered she has become amphibious and omnivorous with a toxic sting and retractable wings coming out of parts of her arm and back. As she prepared to fly away, Clive tries to stop it and says, "We love you." Dren turns back to hug him passionately. Dren start making drawings of Clive only. Elsa takes the cat away from Dren, saying it's not safe. Later on, Clive came home and decides to cheer up Dren by dancing with the creature. While dancing with the creature, he stares at the creature, realizing that Elsa used part of her DNA to create the creature. Elsa decided to bring Dren a gift. She brought the cat back in a box and gave it to Dren as a pet. Dren immediately kills the cat. Elsa, who had formed a maternal bond with Dren, changes her mind after Dren shows this violent behavior, killing her own pet cat. Out of spite and assaulting her, Dren stole the keys from Elsa and opens the door to leave. Elsa hits her behind her head with some sugar. She cuts off Dren's stinger and uses organic tissue from it to finally isolate and synthesize a protein they had been searching for. Soon after, Clive is seduced by Dren and has sex with her. How gross. During her sexual encounter with Clive, Dren reveals that she has regenerated her stinger. Elsa walks in. Shy's disgusted. Elsa's face tells the entire story. She runs off. Elsa and Clive have a heated argument about Clive having cheated, during which he confronts her with his discovery that she used samples of her own DNA in the creation of Dren. Deciding to deal with Dren, they go back to the farm only to discover her body in the water tank, apparently dying. They buried Dren near the farmhouse and burned her things. Before they leave, Clive's brother, along with their boss from the pharmaceutical company, arrives, having figured out that there was some sort of human hybrid because of the DNA present in the protein they had finally synthesized. Elsa tells her boss he can dig up Dren's body if he really wants to see it. Suddenly, they are attacked by Dren, who is not dead but in some sort of coma. As her body underwent changes, Dren immediately flies and kills the boss. Upon inspection, they realize Dren has turned into a male. Dren then kills Clive's brother. Dren then drags Clive into a freezing pond. Elsa pulls him out, but he is unconscious, and Elsa flees. Elsa runs, hits her head and passes out, and guess who is on top of her as she comes to? Dren. He finds her and forces himself on her as Dren is forced on Elsa. Clive comes to the rescue, impaling Dren with a large sharp branch. Dren kills Clive with a toxic sting but is dealt a fatal blow by Elsa when she smashes its head with a rock. Later on, Elsa is seen in the office of the pharmaceutical head of company and is given a massive amount of money in exchange for her silence and taking the experiment to the next stage. The head of the company then thanks Elsa for the personal risk that she is undergoing. Elsa stands up and is revealed to be pregnant with Dren's baby. That is all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. It helps us a lot.